I'm bass clarinetist and composer Todd Marcus, and this is my new trio album called Trio Plus. This is a trio record and something that is a nice contrast to my previous albums that I've done that have largely featured my large 9-piece jazz orchestra, my quartet, my quintet, and a lot of those records have been a lot fuller with both the instrumentation and a lot of the compositions, longer form compositions. And so this offers a nice contrast, just the horn, bass, and drum setting that I think a lot of us associate with Sonny Rollins, the great tenor saxophonist, and his influence is definitely present here because of his great album, Freedom Suite. And that used a core suite on there of 4 different movements that were very short motifs and then in succession to one another. And so I've got a composition here of mine called Something Sweet that kind of pays homage to that as well. So, you know, the record as a whole is a nice, compact recording and really focuses a lot on soloing, these shorter tunes, a couple standards working in the mix, and it's a fun project. In a lot of ways, this project revolved around my desire to do a recording with Ralph Peterson. He's a drummer that I've long loved his playing and also respected because of his use of clarinet and bass clarinet in his Fotet ensemble. And there are not a lot of people that are playing bass clarinet in modern jazz, and there are even fewer people that are featuring our instrument in their own ensembles. And Ralph is one that has done that. So in addition to loving his playing, this was a chance to really connect to what's important to me, the lineage of other great clarinetists like Don Byron, Benny Maupin, as well as Ralph's use of the clarinet in his ensembles. And then in addition to him, we have a couple great bass players, Amin Salim and Jeff Reed, both bassists that I work with extensively and love their playing. Sean Jones is a wonderful trumpeter that has moved to the Baltimore area about a year ago now, and I had a couple tunes that needed a second horn. And so I reached out to him, and we've been playing together increasingly, and it was really special to have him and his wonderful playing on this project. And then we did a couple more tunes that Ralph wasn't able to make it down for, so I reached out to one of my favorite drummers, Eric Kennedy, who's a fellow Baltimorean, and so you hear him and his great playing on a couple tracks as well. This album is a bit different from my past records. It's a smaller size ensemble. It was an intentional contrast to my past records with my 9-piece jazz orchestra, my quartet, my quintet. And so there's the size, the tunes themselves are probably more compact, a little more focus on the soloing, the blowing on them, as opposed to some of the other records that kind of equally feature just these longer, lush arrangements. It's been a lot of fun doing this record. It's another example of the scope of the work that I do as a bass clarinetist and a composer, and someone that's trying to really show what's possible for my instrument in modern jazz. And I think that it's another step in that mission, in that goal. And I hope folks enjoy it.
What did you say? It changed from my lush arrangements. I was trying to will you to say the word lush, and you did it that time.
Oh, well,
really
there you
cool.
go. Everybody's a winner.